Short form content is everywhere, and creators are constantly being told that attention spans are shrinking.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Squirrel!
So why am I betting on long form? Here's why it's a smarter play for creators who want to build something sustainable. Oh, I'm telling you, I have had a week. Has not been my most relaxing time.
Well, that's putting it mildly.
There's so much uncertainty out there in the video creation market between recent sponsor controversies, the way that the platforms are shifting with AI and fact-checking and congressional oversight.
Is she in the room with us right now?
It's a crazy time to be a social media consumer, let alone somebody that's trying to post online. And I'll tell you, I love my friends. I have the best friends in the world. I'm very lucky. They are wonderful. I love you guys if any of you are watching. But they have been in my ear lately, reminding me of all the people that are leaving other platforms like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok looking for a place to go. There's gonna be all these refugees and you're gonna have to make the most of it. You've got to do your best work, which is tough because I already kind of do my best work, right?
Obviously.
I don't just show up and do my worst work. That would be, oh.
Bold choice.
And my friends are particularly surprised when I share that while I've done a little bit of short work, it hasn't been a core piece of my strategy moving forward. If you're anything like me, I'm sure you feel pressure to create short form videos, even if you don't watch them yourself. I actually did an episode on it about why I don't post shorts. I'll get into some more of those reasons in today's video briefly, but I did a deeper dive then. I have found with the data that, especially on YouTube, that it wasn't worth my while at my size and with my content. And frankly, it doesn't fit my goals as a creator. Let's talk about the strengths of long form content. The first big thing is that long form allows me to build deeper connections with people. Yes, it can be difficult to retain attention. It can be difficult to get attention in the first place, but I'm more able to share my personality, my expertise, my stories. It allows us to go in depth, and it's at a pace that is sane and not shouty. There's so much shouting, and there's so many flashing lights, and there's so much go, 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 go. And while there's definitely a place for that, and it can be very popular, hello retention editing hacks, right? I do think there's something for low and slow, for a quieter retention, for lean in children, I'm going to tell you a story. Because here's the thing, even my most shorts addicted friends like Bob Ross. They like seeing him hang with the squirrels and paint the cabins. There's a need for balance here. And frankly, there's kind of a courtship that happens, right? Let's look at this in kind of dating terms. A short is like in your face. You're like throwing yourself at somebody. You're going from 0 to 70 right when you meet them. And you know, there's an argument for that. And I'm not trying to shame you. There's no shame in your game. I think sometimes it's good to fail fast when you meet new people and to show them your true self. But there's also something to be said for taking your time, getting to know somebody, having a courtship. Actually, in my real life, I am married to my best friend, and that is not just a cutesy thing I'm saying. I actually knew him for about a year before we started dating. We were very good friends. We were actually dating other people when we met. We helped each other because the people we were dating were not treating us well. So we kind of, griped to each other about it, helped each other through it, and really formed a bond. And then when the time was right, we ended up dating and we really hit it off and we got married. And it's not a very traditional love story in the time of Tinder and the quick swipe left, swipe right, and the go, 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 and all of that we have going on. But I think it was worth it. I think it was worth taking the time. I think that sometimes good things are worth working for and building. And this is not just a metaphysical, spiritual kind of woo-woo thing. I'm gonna get into why it matters as far as money and dollars and cents and that good stuff, the capitalism. But even just from the perspective, you don't have to rush all the time. Okay, so the second strength of long form is that the monetization is better. Like, you don't have to take my word for it. The RPM for shorts is not good. Shorts pay pennies. It's easy to get kind of wrapped up in the number of views you get on a short versus a long form video. But the reality is that short form videos pay pennies on the dollars that long form videos make. There was a brief heyday with the TikTok Creator Fund where they were paying really well, but Once they got their pool of people, they scaled it back. Meta did the same thing with their Facebook bonus program. I actually made over 100K in that program once upon a time. Did a video about that myself. If you want to watch it, I'll link it. But that money's not as good as it used to be either, these performance funds. As far as something more stable like the AdSense split, the AdSense money off short form is just percentage points off what you're getting off long form, which makes sense, right? Because ads take time to be displayed and you're not getting that watch time on shorts. So you'll see the big view numbers, but it's not really adding up to watch time, which is more what will add up to advertiser money. So it's kind of a bummer. People who are making good money on shorts these days are doing it by using it as a trailer for their long form content, and that can work well if you have a good mix thematically there, or they are selling a product or service and using the viral reach to kind of promote their business with shorts. That said, the neat thing is that if you focus on long form, a lot of times you can cut short clips out to use for shorts. So if you're shooting for long form, it can be pretty straightforward to cut some shorts from them. I have found that it can confuse the algorithm for smaller channels. I actually did a video about that and why that I will also link. And the third reason that long form is great is because of longevity and algorithm favorability. So I have posted just enough shorts on another channel I started that was all shorts to kind of play around with it to know that shorts hit when they post and then they go away. Like, they don't seem to have that evergreen quality that long form can. I've noted on my 2 monetized channels that I can put out a video and it can do well and then plateau, and then later on something happens algorithmically and I am pushed out again, either through search or browse, and it will happen again and again. The algorithm likes long form. You're more likely to get that search traffic over time, where with shorts, it kind of just hits and then it's done. Okay, so those are some strengths of long form. Let's tackle a couple of myths about long form. The first myth is that attention spans are shrinking. Honestly, I really haven't found that to be the case, and I'll tell you why. The short answer is podcasts. Do you know how much podcasts have blown up? And anyone that has watched a podcast or listened to a podcast can tell you they're not short. That is the whole point. Some of them go on for hours. Now, podcasts aren't for everyone, but the fact that they are not only still around, but that they're thriving and continuing to grow year over year tells you that attention spans are not shrinking. Attention spans are not an endangered species. You'll also note that very huge creators in the platform will routinely do longer takes than even they normally do. They will do compilation videos, 10 hours of X. You know, this is our episode marathon. I'm willing to bet you've seen them. I see them all the time in my browse feed. I legit got served a video the other day from Emily D. Baker, who I love, by the way. She does legal analysis. That was an entire trial. It was about 50 hours. I'll have to go look it up, but I'll show you guys on screen. But it was like a 50-hour video. Guess what? I've had it in the background while I'm doing things. So you know that there's a potential there because these big creators wouldn't bother with it otherwise. The second myth is that short form growth is better growth. Now, what does this look like? People will be like, well, I pick up subscribers more easily on short form, or I get views more easily on short form. But a lot of times what happens with the subscribers is, especially if they're trying to do long form as well, they will find that a lot of the short form viewers want to watch shorts. Now, there is a mix of people who will watch either, but it can actually hurt them if their shorts are too popular when YouTube is pushing out their videos. And that is because to figure out whether a video is good or bad, YouTube does a testing phase right when you put something out, and it will try it on a group of your established viewers to see if they're interested. If you have a bunch of people who barely want to watch long form in your viewer base, and they're getting a longer video tested on them, they won't click on it, and it will tank your numbers, and it will actually make it harder for you to grow moving forward. Not only that, but if you have an average view duration of 10 seconds, on a 10-second video. Let's say they watch the whole thing on average, which is great, and you have 2,000 views. Let's do some math here. 2,000 views times 10 seconds is 20,000 seconds. Let's divide that. That gives you 333.333333 watch minutes. Divide that by 60. You have about 5.6 watch hours for 2,000 views. So I recently had a video that has about 2,000 views. And I have an average view duration of, what's my average view duration? Of a little under 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 50 seconds. Do you know how much watch time I have? 232 watch hours as opposed to 5.6 if you round up for the 2,000 on the 10-second short. Let's be generous even. Say that instead of 2,000 views on my video, my long form video, I got 200 views. So a tenth of the number of views that I got on my short form. That still gives me 23.2 watch hours. That still gives me over 4 times as many watch hours as I would on the short. That looks at a glance like it got 10 times as many views, but it doesn't have that same depth of engagement, and it won't pay the same with AdSense if you do get monetized. A view on a short just isn't worth as much as far as engagement and as far as advertiser money. And if you're chasing views on shorts, it might be at the expense of your core audience. So that's why I'm betting on long form. It might take longer to build an audience, but it's going to be the audience I want. They're going to be engaged. It's going to be sustainable as a business model. And it's going to be at a pace that feels sane for me, which I think is important at the end of the day, right? It's important to connect with your audience and to provide value, but also as a creator, you don't want to burn out. You don't want to have that frantic energy. And it probably will take a little longer, but I'm okay with that. It's been going pretty well so far. Let me know if you want to see some more experiments with shorts. I've done some in the past. And I believe in long form so much that I've started a third long form channel on the platform. I'm very excited about. Anyway, it's been great talking to you as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.